Welcome back, everyone. This is round 8, the final round of Swiss. We have your two undefeated players here. This is a kid versus kid mirror match. So it looks like kid will definitely go undefeated in Swiss today. We have already seen a kid versus kid earlier today. We saw how impactful the 8-drop and 7-drop were in that matchup and how impactful it was to see the first person's 8-drop fall. Now, we know Chris is on Basil Hawkins. We saw that in their matchup. So if we see Basil Hawkins here again, it's going to help him a lot in this mirror match, just like it did before. So I'm very interested to see if we're going to see a Basil carry like we did last time. What do you think, Jessica?
Yeah, I think having Basil in your deck, like you said, is just good in the mirror. We took a look at these deck lists, and Chris's deck seems to be pretty well suited for the mirror. So I wouldn't be
Absolutely.
surprised. Switching
Yeah,
over, Jose is the one on the bottom. He was able to open a Bonnie, and Chris just did double Dawn pass. So no 1-drops, no Bonnies. Not the best start for the kid deck.
not really, though. But
No.
I'm sure both players are feeling very comfortable right now.
Oh yeah,
Because there is a top cut in this event. So
that's right. Yeah.
not all that much riding on this particular game for either player at this moment. It would be nice to win because first goes against 16th, but
Yep.
outside of that,
Yeah.
okay, so we do see Bonnie gets a kid.
Seven
Very
drop.
nice.
There you go.
Seven
Thinking
drop
about
kid.
thinking about that late game. It's going to come down. It's going to be pretty impactful. Now he's swinging
Absolutely.
5 face here, and he's protecting it. Like he doesn't, like we say, the damage scales. Protecting a 5 this turn means you don't have to protect a 7 in the late game. So, you know,
Absolutely. Wow,
uh,
his hand is.
his hand must be very not
Oh.
good. Are we swinging 6 onto Bonnie? I'm assuming.
Now we have seen Chris's deck list. He does
Yeah.
not play Okiko, so there is no Okiko to
Yeah.
play here.
Right. Oh, and passing again. He thought about it. I'll just swing 9 onto Bonnie. Why not? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
not a very good start for Chris. If you're Jose, I mean, you kind of have to just be happy about this.
You do. You're going first. You're just going to get to play your 7-drop on curve next
Yeah.
turn. Pretty strong. If you're Chris, you're really hoping that you're going to be playing a Basil next
Yeah.
turn. We did see his deck list. He has 3 Basil, 4 7-drop, 4 8-drop. He might be a little flooded right now with 7s and 8s.
He might be. And yeah, now just taking the 5, not wanting like a play probably. And here we have an Okiku.
Ooh, Kiku matches really well into a potential Basil this turn.
Yeah.
We see just a regular old
Solid
5
5.
face ring.
Leaving up 6 Dawn for a potential play, dumping Neko.
Yep.
Are we going
Do
to
we
see a Basil
have a
Hawkins?
Basil? Do we have
We
Basil?
do.
We do, and
Basil
Beige.
Beige.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. That is the best turn he could have hoped for here.
Absolutely. Yeah, this makes it really hard to attack with Okiku because you could have swung face with Kiku and then attack Basil. But now, I mean, you're probably just going to end up slamming the 7 on curve and swinging 5 at the face.
Probably, yeah. There's not a very solid opening to make a move on that Basil. He's
Right.
just kind of safe.
I feel like this is the exact same game as the last time. It's Basil, Kiku, and then the 7 drops come down. So let's see.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're going to see a very similar game here.
We are, but unlike last time, there's really no way to take out that Basil this time. I think the 7-drop is probably one of his best options.
Yeah.
If he swings with the Okiko and the Basil doesn't die this turn,
Yeah.
it's just a free 7-drop and Basil attack next turn.
Super value. Yeah.
Yep. And he would lock himself off of the 7-drop.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oof. A rough opening means a crazy late game.
Absolutely.
So let's see how this goes.
Yeah. And Kid isn't it's not the most super duper aggressive deck, so he wasn't able to super capitalize on the slow open. He really only got 1 damage through.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see. Like I said, we'll probably see back-to-back 7s. We could even see back-to-back 8s like the last time we were here.
Ooh, over comboing. All
That's
right.
Yep. Comboing a Beppo. Beppo is really just probably in the deck because it's a 2K.
It is.
It doesn't really do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He has 4 Beppo, though. It combos for 2K.
It sure does.
Pretty good.
Counters.
It counters for 2K, yes. All right, so we see the 7-drop come down, and now we are on the 8 Dawn turn. So are we going to see a 7-drop in kind? Are we going to see an 8-drop? maybe just an 8-drop pass. Maybe he'll try swinging 5K first,
Yeah,
because if we
swing.
can bait the 7-drop, then Basil can actually go in.
Oh yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, you swing 5 face. There's no way he blocks with a 7-drop. Otherwise, you can just equip some Don to Basil and swing at it a couple times.
I mean, you try for it. You
You
definitely
try
try
for it.
for it.
No, I agree. Yeah, maybe your opponent makes an oopsie.
Yep, it's possible.
All right, Jose, looking at his hand, consider again. Let's take our time. We got plenty of time. Let's consider
Hmm.
the possibilities. Again, protecting a 5 now means I don't have to protect a 7 later, and discarding the Yamato secret rare. That could be an extremely powerful card in this matchup.
It could, but I think we're probably just going to see tap 8 Don play the 8-drop kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, countering out with the Yamato. Very solid there, for sure. Yamato in the deck while he's thinking. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's a fine card. Like it's, I wouldn't. When it's good, it's good. You know what I mean?
Yep, and there is the 8-drop
Is the
that
8-drop? Yeah.
figured was in his hand because of how slow the open was.
Yep.
I like the Yamato as a one of because you
Yep.
can search it with Momo.
Search it with
which is
Momo. Yeah.
and counter with it like we just saw.
Exactly. And the turn you can play it and swing with it, it feels very good to swing that into your opponent's life. They're probably going to drop any amount of cards out of their hand and not take the damage.
Absolutely. Okay, so we do have 2 attackers. We could potentially go after that Basil Hawkins this turn if we really wanted to. We could Okiko swing, tap down the Basil, and then attempt to attack it with maybe an 8K from the kid. And then if that fails, we could still go double 8 from the leader swing. We could, in theory, take out that Basil this turn.
Yeah, it's a tall order, especially with the Beige on the field. Now, like you said, it's possible. I would like to just see more big bodies because it's generally like the thing that's good against big bodies is more big bodies, right?
Kaiju battle.
The Kaiju battle,
like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so am I playing my 7, playing my 8? Going after Basil is cool, but if your opponent just has like double 2K, then it's like, well, that didn't really work out for me. And now my like my opponent's Basil attacking my characters is extremely good for him. So
for sure, it also depends if he has an 8-drop.
Oh, yeah,
he might have a 7-drop. We have separated 7 Don here.
I thought he froze for a second. His hand wasn't moving. I thought my screen froze.
I think we might be trying here. I think we might be trying to take that Basil.
Yeah, you can be. It's fine. I like it. Let's take our time. Be deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
We're swinging face. Now, what are we resting?
The Basil.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine. And we're taking it because we want a card to theoretically want an additional card to protect Basil Hawkins. So we just take the life there. I like that life take as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can put 1 on the kid and just swing for 8 here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we still have the ability to go double 9K if we need to, or double 8K and use the last Don to play a Beige.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some options that are available. You have 3 8K swings. One of them gets blocked, but the other 2, that's 4 cards out of your opponent's hand to keep the
I would really
like
a Nekomamushi here. You would rest the Beige. Yeah, that'd be super good here.
Would. So we're leaving 5 Don up at the moment. So we've got 7 at the Basil. Mm-hmm. That's easy to get out of.
Easy.
Yeah.
Combo 2K. Yeah, Neko here would be pretty crazy.
Yeah. Definitely want to attack even on even and odd on odd. So I'm curious what the card is that he wanted to keep in hand to be able to play, to not just put a 3rd Don on the leader.
Yeah. Could be a Punk Gibson.
Could be. It could be.
Try to rest the Beige if it's not blocking this turn.
Yeah. It's interesting. We've committed to the Basil. So
tapping 5. Is it own Basil? Is it a Yamato?
Okay. Yamato would be less scary. Basil though.
Oh, Law. Okay. I like Law. And what are we playing?
I'm a fan. We could just play Okiko right back.
Replay the Kiko in active mode so it can't get attacked by the Hawkins, and then you can
Or a
swing your
cat.
or the cat. No, yeah, Kiko. No, I actually really like Law here. This is very nice. So now we're swinging 8 into Basil. That's a pretty decent Beijing block. I mean, but now your opponent doesn't have any targets to swing on with Basil, so it's not going to get its full value next turn. That was a really good Law. Yeah, I like untapping Kiku there. It's very strong.
And now we see why he kept the 5 up. It was definitely the right play for sure.
Absolutely. There you go. And now Beijing's out of the way, and the Basil Hawkins is in much more danger. Well, no, I guess not because the 8-drop's going to protect it, but it's cool.
Yeah. And we'll probably see a 7-drop come down this turn from
7
Chris.
would be good, yeah. Now, 7 would be good. But your 7-drop does attack into that 8-drop pretty well. We have to see a blocker, otherwise the 7-drop's going to attack in the 8-drop pretty much too good, you know.
Yeah, we need to see more than just a blocker. We kind of need 2.
Yeah.
Because of the Okiko. If it's not exactly the 7-drop, then okay,
there you go.
Well, you know what? Basil's coming after it.
There you go. Going 7 and 5. Untap. Switch to active mode.
Yep. That is a very solid Ezo there, for sure. So he could, in theory, block with Law, combo a 2K, block with Kid, combo a 1K, and then the 8K gets to free reign to kill the 7-drop, perhaps. I think the Okiko just goes down here, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how many 2Ks. No, yeah.
Yeah, I think
too much of an investment because he can just swing 7-7-5-9 is dead. Like we'll get past it. Like it can die.
Yeah, I think you're just taking this damage.
Yeah. You
think you would combo out of that one and take the
next 2
instead? Yeah,
right. Because he's gonna swing 9 for sure. Now he's swinging 7, so you out counter the 5 and then take the 7 and the 9. Otherwise, you're going down to 2 life, and that feels not very strong. This doesn't feel good to go down to 2 life. When there's an 8-drop on the board, like I don't really want to go down that low.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we see once again, we see the power of Basil in the mirror match. It's already done a ton of work.
Yeah, that Basil is so strong, and it looks like one of the straw dolls in the Basil is the opponent's kid leader. Really unfortunate.
Exactly. Yeah, taking it. And now we're going 9. He could have activated the 8-drops effect, but I mean, I think you're just
No, we're going to go 9. We're going 9.
See, that's why I don't think you take the 5 there.
That's
now
fair.
You're going down to 2 life because you're not out countering this one for sure. And if you do, that's very neg.
It's just 2 cards out of their hand.
Yeah.
The 2 damage he just took, basically.
All right. Yeah, he could have one more card in hand. You know what I mean?
Yep, he could.
Yeah. And
you think we see another Basil? No, Bonnie. No. Okay.
Bonnie, look at the top 5. Leaving up 2. Could be a Punk Gibson. Could be Paradise Waterfall. Bonnie, grab Bonnie. I like it. Does he play just play the Bonnie now, actually?
He has 3. I think we'll see like a block of some kind. Killer's very good there.
Yeah, Killer is extremely good. We need to see a Nekomamushi here from Jose in order to rest the Killer so he can just equip the 8 Dawn onto a 7-drop and attack the 8-drop. I think that's really what you need to do, yeah.
Yeah, Chris has curved out very well now. He had a rough start, but
yeah, exactly.
Everything's just kind of working out beautifully.
I just don't like it. Like he comboed with the Kiko. The Ezo, and Ezo could rest the Killer here. So if he doesn't have another one, it's like I feel like the defense there wasn't super tight, and now we kind of have to see what's up, you know?
Yeah.
Now see, look, we're swinging 8 at 8. Yeah, that's not very good.
And we also see the power of the 8-drop kid on one side of the board and not the other.
Not on the other, yeah. And you might think it's silly, but it absolutely could be correct to just equip 6 Dawn. If he had a clear attack, you just equip like 6, 7 Don to the 7 drop, you have to guarantee that thing to die. Otherwise, like Bonnie survive, like it's a lot, man.
Yep.
Your opponent doesn't have that many cards in hand, so if you equip like a decent amount, it's probably going to die, assuming you have a clear attack.
Yeah, but we do know that Chris runs 4 of that 8 drop.
Oh, there we go.
So
7,
and then we pass. Yep, that's the power of that 8 drop.
There we go.
So Bonnie's just guaranteed to live.
Gets to generate another card to counter with, you know.
Yeah, another card to counter with, or another boss monster.
Exactly.
I mean, right here, I wouldn't be upset trading an Ezo for a 7 drop.
Not at all. No, not at all. Thank you, Ezo. You did your job.
You did your job indeed. And survey says
sure.
Apu.
Apu.
So we're gonna grab some counter power.
More defense.
And
Three.
Just set 3 to the side there. All right. We still have a lot of blockers to get through.
We sure do.
9K is pretty big, though. You could definitely potentially start with a 9K and see where it goes. And then if he chooses to block, you've got Basil to get a free attack in.
Yep.
We've also got just 7 on the leader. That's pretty fair as well.
Is that 12? Let's see. What do we got here? What costs 3?
I think we're going to put this on something. I think this Dawn is going to be equipped to somebody here. We're going to go 7 on that leader. 7. I like it. I like it.
No,
8 on the leader.
8 on lead. So he wants to go
8 is definitely an awkward number here. But I get it. He's probably thinking if Law blocks, he gets out of it with a 2K.
Yeah. 7 here. I mean, you really don't want to block. Like you said, if he blocks anything, Basil kind of gets a free clear on anything, you know?
Yeah, if he blocks here, it'd be with Law and it just dies.
It just dies, yeah, exactly.
You really don't want to. You're just in a bad position. That Basil is dominating this game right now.
Yeah.
The A drop is definitely it has. The A drop is definitely doing work, protecting the Basil. But the thing is, it's protecting the Basil. The Basil is the thing that really just makes these blockers hard to use effectively. And we see a damage.
Taking the life.
And it's a killer.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, goodbye, Bonnie.
I'm not mad at that at all.
We take those. We take those.
A light in the darkness.
A light in the darkness, indeed.
There we go.
Oh, man. All right. So what do we have here? We have 3 down. So we still have 7 Dawn up. Are we thinking about untapping this turn? Definitely a possibility. It looks like that's exactly what we're doing. He did, in fact, have another 7.
Yeah, if you see your opponent taking 7s, you might as well just keep swinging for 7s.
Absolutely.
Really pressuring, super well here. He really wants to force a block.
Yep.
We have Punk resting the killer. Okay. All right. All right. In the dark. We still got some fight in us.
Yep. Unfortunately, the opponent is at like 3 or potentially 4 life. It's difficult to tell.
Oh yeah, it looks like a few. It is hard to tell, but
it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do know the kid player that is not currently active has 2 life left.
Yeah.
He's not going down this turn, but it feels snowbally. It definitely feels a little snowbally.
If Chris does not have another blocker, then we can really do something here.
Oh, absolutely.
You get a free attack into the 8 drop.
Yeah, we could put 12 on one of the 7 drops and just go in.
Yep, and then try to pick off, killer can kill killer, and you just try to pick off here and there. Swinging 9 face. This is probably just going to go through. Or again, you block with Law and let it die, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just going through, and we're down to 1 life.
Yeah.
Rough. Looks like we have 4, maybe 5 cards in Chris's hand here. We do have 3 Dawn remaining, so are we going to see another killer come down?
Killer. No.
Oh, no, it's a Bonnie. Okay. Another killer would definitely be a little devastating there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And there he is. He's just A day late and $1 short, unfortunately.
Might be good next time. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So unless he has a Beige. Does he have a Beige with that last energy? Thinking about it. So if he has a Beige here, it makes it a little harder to clear that kid.
Oh, it makes it a lot. It makes it a lot harder to clear the kid.
It makes it a lot harder.
It makes it a whole lot more difficult. Leaving one up versus tapping it. I mean, I guess he just doesn't want to sack his Ezo or his Bonnie. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Picked up the Basil. For a second, I was going to be like, no, don't sack the Basil for the Beige.
No way, right? Yeah. Yeah, you might as well just out combo at once, out counter at once, because it'll if you block into it, it'll restand. So
yeah, like you're gonna discard 2 cards here regardless.
Either way, yeah.
Unless you only have 2 1Ks.
Yeah.
If you only have 2 1Ks, then you have to double block.
Right, and that's fine. But like you said, it's 2 cards either way. Does he take it? Oh, he takes it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, if you're Chris, you're real happy about that. Your opponent's going to spend his entire turn trying to clean up your board. This is exactly how the last game went. The Basil has clearly dominated the mirror match. This is exactly how last game went. He has spent his entire turn trying to clean up your board, and then you have the life buffer, so you can just go swing lead, block all you want, discard all the cards out of your hand. I got the life buffer.
Yep. Absolutely. And now it's I think it's time. I think you gotta make one of these 7 drops somewhere around a 12.
Around a 12, yeah. Because it's 3 2Ks and a 1K. Chris, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4 in hand. So 12 is a great number.
3 discards, and then you can just go a 10. And 10 would guarantee that he can't counter out of it.
Yeah, so you equip 5 to one of these. You can. So the thing is that like you can always gamble. Instead of a 12, you can do a 10. And it's like, yeah, that might work. But then if it doesn't, it's like you're even more behind, you know?
Yeah, I definitely want to go 12 at the 8 drop and then probably 8 or maybe 10 at the Basil.
Right.
But then, like, I'm still terrified of the fact that my opponent's leader is Kid right now because that discard double attack, it does matter. You still have 2 blockers, but you might not after the turn cycle. You might have to use the 7 drops.
Yep. And here we have 10 into 8. So we need a 2K and a 1K. Boom. Now my opponent has 10 cards in hand. So you just go in 10 again, right?
2 cards in hand. Oh, gosh. I mean, if you go in 10 and he can counter with both of those cards, then what?
Oh, then what? So you'd have to go in... Yeah, like you say, 12 was the magic number the first time, but
yeah, unfortunately, you have to do a 10 again, and then
only 9. Oh, I don't like that. What if he has like you said? What if he has a 2K here?
Interesting.
All right. He doesn't. Sometimes you gamble and it pays off. Now
Basil's got to go down.
All right, we can make some chump swings, right? Killer can attack Bonnie or Killer. You can attack. You can equip some to lead. Attack Basil. I think you really want to clear Basil.
Yes, you do.
I was gonna say I don't think Law wants this. Like Law's gonna die to the block. So do you really want to swing with it? You need Law to chump block the 12K leader.
You do. I think that swinging with the Law is a last resort, not a first resort.
Yeah, exactly.
There are definitely some other options we can do right now, and it depends on what's in his hand.
That's true. Yeah.
He might have another Law. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and clear the Bonnie. He's like, this is always happening.
Yep. It's just the question of do I attack Hawkins or do I attack Killer? And now what do I do with this 3 energy? Do I play my own Killer? His own Killer would be very strong.
Yeah. I definitely think that you attack that Hawkins.
Yeah. And then leave 1 up for Paradise Waterfall. That would be like a pretty good line. Play Killer, give it a Dawn, leave 1 up for Paradise Waterfall. I think now if you have all that, now you swing Law into Hawkins. If you don't have all that, I don't know. We'll see what's up. 1 in hand.
1 card in hand. So the Hawkins has survived, so doesn't want to tap 3 for the leader effect. He still has the option.
He does have the option.
So
There
we'll
we
go
go.
6 at the
Swinging in.
Hawkins. It's
Okay.
definitely going down.
All right.
Funny enough, the 9 was the perfect number because he could only out counter
Yeah.
by 1K.
That's it. And sometimes it's like that. All right. Now I will say, because of this turn, the game has definitely swung back into Chris's favor. But yep, getting rid of that 8 drop. We're gonna clear the killer. That way we can try to like OTK our opponent next turn.
Yep,
Leaving
absolutely.
one up for maybe a Paradise Waterfall. I think
Or
Chris
Beja.
said, oh, or Beja. Okay, well that Beja is very strong. Chris has 1 card in hand. If he doesn't have like a Neko,
Mm-hmm.
like one of these 7 drops is probably gonna die.
Very likely, yeah. He could force it. He could just go the full 12.
Yeah. Well, you can let's see.
You spread it out.
12 into 7 would be let me do some math here. It'd be 5, so 3 2Ks. That's a lot. That's a tall order for a small hand, I'll be honest.
It is.
Yeah. Like I said, we got plenty of time. Take your time. Take your time. Do what you can.
Do you know how much time is remaining in the round?
Yeah, bro. We got 11 minutes. That's plenty of time.
11 minutes. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
All right. So just big think right now. Because Chris has the option to go 12-12. He'll take out a Beja. He'll take out a 7 drop. And then he still can't get 12-12 through the next turn because there's a law and another 7 drop.
Yeah. And that life buffer will basically be gone. So yeah, Jose did a great job of putting this back in his own favor here.
Absolutely. And it makes it interesting. If the Basil had not swung the turn before, Jose would have been at 1 life, but we would have still had a Basil here.
Yep.
Which definitely could have been important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We did see an 8-drop kid get discarded. Mm-hmm. But we could still see another 8-drop come down next turn from Jose and really just make this difficult.
Yeah, I think the Beja is really, again, the card that puts it in like super good here because it's like if you just swing 12s into the 7s and you're like, that's fine because then they die. But the fact that you have a Beja is like, oh, it's tough.
Yeah. A Nico here would be incredible. Nico tap down Beja and then the 2 7 drops fall.
It could be.
That would be.
Yeah. So you'd be swinging 10 into 7, so that's only 2 2Ks. You'd still have to sack one of them probably, but you could at least keep one of them alive, which is nice.
Potentially. We don't know the hand.
That's true, yeah. It could be dead. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah. We do know that Chris has a card he can't use as a counter in his hand.
Right, yeah.
So it's probably another boss monster.
Probably.
Basil or 7 drop or 8 drop kids.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Kind of hard to reestablish one of those right now. So we're just gonna go. We're gonna go 7.
7.
Respectable. So we could block and counter out here if we have a 1K counter.
Okay.
We've got Jose thinking about it. Jose has a decent number of cards in hand. Looks like
it's 4.
4.
Yeah.
He might just be able to out combo this swing without blocking.
Mm-hmm. He might be.
But then the leader is only an 8K double attacker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can definitely just block with a 7 and let it and counter out. Okay.
We got Beja gone, and we got 8 to face.
Yep. That will most likely be met with a 7-drop block and 2K counter.
Yeah. Oh, 2 1Ks.
Oh, okay. Well, Chris is definitely going to be discarding a 7 or an 8 drop to swing again.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely pleased by that.
Yeah, that was 7 drop.
7 drop. Yep. Let's see, 8.
Switch to active mode. Switch to and it dies. Nice.
Oh boy.
All right.
Let's see. That went.
Chris has a mystery card in hand. It could be a counterable card. It could not be, and it looks like he has 3 life. It looks like he has 3 life.
It's either 3 or 4. The white sleeves do make it quite difficult.
Yeah. If it's 4, then then we 3. Obviously, yeah, 3 would just be much better here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Um, okay, so do you think we're going for game this turn? He does technically have enough bodies on the board, even if it's for life, to go for game. It's tough.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to, but you do have to put him at low. So Killer can swing into uh Ezo. You can go 5-7 face, or I guess technically 5-8 face. You can untap your leader. You can do like double nines in the face. Like you have so many options, but you have to keep law up, and you have to keep the 7 drop's going to restand itself, but you have to keep law up. So you don't have to go for game, but you do have to put yourself in a winnable position for the next turn.
Yep.
And it looks like we're going for game here. So 5 face, and this will basically determine how the rest of the turn goes. I think I like this.
Yep. This is the smallest one, and he recognizes that
Yep.
and counters out of it.
Okay, I like it.
Okay.
So again, now we can just go leader, swing into the Ezo, swing 7-drop into face, pass, block. But then can we win, right? That's the question.
That is the question. So let's see where it goes. All right.
Choosing to ignore Ezo maybe, or he could untap.
Could be at 2 life. He could be at 2 life. If he's at 2 life here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, going in for 7. Can't out combo that. Now he's at 1. So you make this.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right.
This is looking real good for Jose.
Yeah. Make the 7-drop an 8. And if he doesn't have
leader, yeah, make the 7 and 8. He's got 2 in hand, so it needs to be a 9.
But then could the leader be a 9, right? What does he have? He has 6. So the leader can actually only be an 8. So you're trying to win with 8s here.
You sure are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, this is the turn you go 8. This is where you go your leader, you do 8.
All right. 8. There we go. He's got 1 more attack. So yeah. Basically all of these cards have to be counterable in some way. Kiku.
All right, we're committed. Full commit.
Yep. And honestly I couldn't even tell. Is that a Beige? Oh, it was an 8-drop. There we go. Jose got it. Jose did a great job. He got so much. Chris got so much value out of that basil, and Jose was really able to turn it around. And that's it. You put your opponent on a gotta have it. You don't want to really keep trading when you're at 0 life. So it's like we can go in. You know, I mean, if it works, it works. Both of these players were guaranteed top cut anyway. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's like they both are going to get another chance to compete. You know.
Oh, absolutely. That was a very great showing. I think that. Yeah. I think what caused the game to sort of flip back in Jose's favor was when Chris swung with the basil.
Yeah.
That one turn swinging with the basil let him lose every threat that existed on his board.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that really put Jose in a situation where he could capitalize, where he could take the game back. And that's what happened. Being at 0 life is fine when you have 4 blockers.